Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge.
All I got is bourbon.
Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we're back at it with wow. I mean, this is actually a pretty hot brand this day and age, which is pretty cool. I'm happy to see, other than like your traditional Buffalo Trace, Heaven Hill, Jim Beams, I'm really excited to see other brands that are truly getting recognition. So I want to talk about a hot brand. New Riff is one of the hottest brands this day and age. Yes, they are. So full transparency, I saw in my Discord group a lot of people talking about New Riff, just the fact that it's fantastic whiskey that you can actually truly obtain, and always for like a normal price. It's not marked up secondary, so pretty much readily available. As well as I even read an article recently in Food and Wine. It was saying that I think it was the New Riff Bottled and Bond, a $40 bottle. They're saying is the #1 bourbon, of 2026, right? And again, everything is subjective. I get it, but I will say, New Riff as a brand, they are putting out some fantastic whiskey. They always have, but it's just continued to get better and better and better. We're going to dive into a little bit more about New Riff and kind of get into some samples I have here as well from a friend of mine. So first and foremost, thank you to my buddy Nick, one of my good friends, patron, longtime patron, but a buddy of mine. We hang out every time I get back to Cincinnati. Me and my buddy Nick Massey and I, we have a chance to hang out, drink some good whiskey, smoke some cigars as well, as a good friend of mine. And but Nick is a huge New Riff fan as well. So when you think about New Riff, so they are based in Covington, Kentucky. So they are right across from like the state line of Cincinnati, Ohio, and Covington, Kentucky. So, and that's where Nick lives as well. They're right there on the state line. When you think about New Riff, they used to be a craft distillery. I would say maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but they're really not a craft distillery anymore, right? They are really gaining traction from a volume size perspective. I would say they're kind of somewhat similar to like a Middle West Spirits, someone who was a craft distillery, but they're just moving up the world in terms of the amount of whiskey that they are producing this day and age. Neither New Riff or even Middle West, they're still not like a Heaven Hill, Jim Beam, Buffalo Trace. They're producing a lot of whiskey, but not that much whiskey. But they're also not as small as some of those smaller craft distilleries, such as like a J. Rieger, my good friends Glen's Creek. They're not on that level as well. They're kind of like an in-between. I would call them an elevated craft distillery. Make sense? Cool. All right. When you think about New Riff, other than the fact that they are an elevated craft distillery, they have a lot of products. I mean, I'm truly saying a lot of products. And the cool thing about them is that a lot of their products are starting to, get a lot of age to them. 6, 7, 8 years. That's like for their standard products, like the small batch bourbons, their small batch ryes, even their bottled and bonds as well. So a lot of like their core everyday products, even their single barrels, have 6, 7, 8 year age statements. But they have a lot of other products other than just those. They have the Balboa rye. They have the sherry finish malted rye. They have the winter whiskey. They have so many different just versions of their whiskey as a whole. So I would say New Riff is honestly a brand you need to look out for. If you see a single barrel on the shelf, if you see one of their specialty releases, odds are you may want to actually just go ahead and buy it and try it. They are truly producing some fantastic whiskey. So again, my good friend, my buddy Nick sent over 2 of their new releases. Now these 2, I will say, these are harder to get because they just came out. What New Riff normally does is they come out with like a new release. They test it at the distillery, smaller size bottles. So both of these they were sold out as 375 milliliters, so half bottles. But then once people, kind of vibe with it, hopefully they get a good, let's call it a good reaction from the consumer base, then they will release it to the masses across the board. Fair? All right. So these 2 probably are definitely harder to find because you can only get them at the distillery. And I think they're already sold out. But this is more about what is to come for New Riff down the road, because again, they have a lot of different products, and if this is a testament of what's to come, potentially we shall see great things in the future continue for New Riff. Fair? All right. So we have, let's see, we have this is a New Riff 10-year malted rye. Yes, a 10-year malted rye. And then this one is a 10-year wheated bourbon. So a 10-year wheated bourbon. So let's go ahead and dive into the 10-year wheated bourbon. All right. I've already poured these, by the way, just so they can kind of open up a little bit. So first and foremost, both of these, again, 375 milliliters, so half bottles. MSRP, though, again, a 10-year age statement. The MSRP for the half bottle, $50. So if that was a full bottle, that'd be $100. $10 per year. Very fair. No secondary prices. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Proof on this one is 119.6. Again, very limited, only at the distillery, but that's cool. Once, I'm sure, hopefully people, the consumer base, hopefully shows this product some love. More than likely, I would anticipate you would probably see this on shelves here and there, like kind of spread out based off of their availability and so forth. All right, so from nose standpoint, loving the nose. This is very much a traditional wheated bourbon. Very like bready. Very bready. Tons of like dough, like bread, dough, some baking spices. A good influence of like a strawberry note, so it has like a fruit to it, which you do get often from like a wheated bourbon as well. So very bready, very doughy as a whole, some baking spices, some strawberry notes, a smidge of like caramel, but not a ton. No brown sugar, more like a softer caramel. Definitely good influence of oak, being that it is a 10-year-old product. And again, for $50. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Hey, real quick, cheers to my man, Nick. Thanks, Nick, for sending over these samples. Really appreciate it, my man. Cheers. Wow. Wow, that's a bold. What's that, 119 or 118? 119.6. That's really actually excellent. Everything in the nose matched the palate. It's wow, it's still going down. Damn, that's 119. It feels more like it's like 125, 130 maybe. Woo! That is a Kentucky hug. That is a Kentucky hug for sure. Everything in the nose matches the palate. It's a nice, long, bold finish, but I love the almost like the bready notes along with like the dough notes and the strawberry and the caramel. That just kind of comes together. It is honestly like a perfect wheated bourbon. That is truly fantastic. Let me get one last sip. Wow. 119.6. Definitely sips a little bit warmer. I would say maybe 125, even 130-ish. Very bold, long, a very consistent finish. It does not fall off at all. My only hesitation, well, first and foremost, let me give it a verdict and then we'll move over to the other one. This is definitely a buy. My only challenge is I wish I had my own bottle, but I'm happy and very thankful that my man Nick sent me a sample from his bottle. This is fantastic, and I mean fantastic. That might be one of the best new Riff products I've ever had. And I've had a lot of different single barrels from a lot of different friends, but I'm telling you, that 10-year-old wheated bourbon, if that is a sign of things to come in the future for new Riff, woo! I am good with new Riff. That is amazing. All right, now we're going to move over to, what is this one here? So Nick also sent over, same thing, this is not same, I'm sorry, a 10-year, same age-wise, a 10-year malted rye, 118.8 proof. Again, this was a distillery-only release, half the bottle, 375 milliliter, same price point, $50. So 10 years, if this was the full bottle, it would be $100. $10 per year, still right in line with that whole theory, if you will. But 118.8 proof, a 10-year malted rye, and not the sherry version finish. This is just a standard malted rye. Slightly different. Wow. So this one to me, well, completely different than that one. Wow, this one has like a, it's almost like an apple cider donut. You ever have like a really good apple cider donut? It's very apple forward, but it has like a cidery kind of a note to it, like a almost like a cider kind of a note, almost truly like an apple cider donut, drizzled with a little bit of honey on top. And she is definitely minty and peppery too. So it's sweet, but it's spicy and peppery at the same time. Woo! All right, Nick, my man. Hey, real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know what are your thoughts on just New Riff as a whole. No matter if it's like their bottled and bond, their single barrels, their small batch, their specialty finishes. Let me know what are your thoughts on New Riff as a whole. Last but not least, please make sure you all subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. Hey, cheers to New Riff. Cheers to my man Nick, and cheers to this 10-year malted rye. Oh, that's bold too. That's very bold. But that, I would say, wow, that's still going down. Wow. All right. That, I would say, sips right at its proof point. Truly, right at that 118, that sips right at its proof point. And with this one also, everything in the nose matches the palate. This is an apple cider donut in a whiskey, right? This is truly an apple cider donut in a rye whiskey. Absolutely amazing. Truly a great transition from the nose to the palate. You get all like those apple notes, those apple cider kind of like donut notes. Like it's very like almost like a dessert, almost in the glass, but it's definitely amped up. It has a nice little kick to it because that spice from the rye, because it is a rye whiskey. That spice from the rye, the peppery kind of notes, a little bit of like the minty notes, very powerful at the same time. So I'm gonna give a second judgment on this one, and then I'm gonna do a final verdict between these two, just to be crystal clear. This too, absolutely amazing. Folks, I'm telling you, New Riff is here to stay for some time. Here's the reason why. This was a fantastic pour, right? Both of these were absolutely fantastic. And I'll tell you which one was better, by the way. Both of these were fantastic pours. What I love about New Riff, and I said this in the beginning, I'm gonna say it one last time. I love the fact that almost everything you get from New Riff, number one, when you find it, it's always at a normal MSRP. It's never marked up with like these secondary crazy prices, and their distribution is pretty good. I travel quite often, and I see New Riff in different states. That I'm happy about. And it's not just like the bottled and bond, the small batch. I've seen single barrels. I've seen like their sherry finish malted rye in different states as well. So you can find New Riff in various different states. I love that. Now, being that both of these were a buy, when these actually hit the shelves down the road, no matter if it's in a few months' time and so forth, like across the U.S., judge which one is better, the 10-year malted rye or the 10-year wheated bourbon? Well, that is crystal clear. Both were good, but there's one that was exceptional. The verdict is in. The 10-year wheated bourbon is fantastic. Woo! This is amazing. To me, this is like Antique 107 on steroids. It is truly fantastic. This is a hell of a pour. I'm very thankful my man Nick gave me a sample from only his little 375 milliliter bottle. I'm thankful for this. This is fantastic. Folks, New Riff, they are here for the long term. All right, as we say in this courtroom, peace, cheers, most important. Salute. Take care. See you guys.